Yo, what's up guys? You're watching Mike and Anthony. Today we have a special video for you guys. What would you do if you found out that your dad is a cannibal?
He's a cannibalist?
Cannibal.
Yeah, cannibalist. So he runs a cannibalist place or something?
Are you talking about cannabis?
Yeah.
No, cannibalism.
How can like cannabis like be your dad?
Okay, alright. Today we're gonna look at what would happen if your dad was eating humans, basically.
Oh, he's eating humans or eating cannabis? I don't know what are you talking about? Who told you this?
Hey, I'm Steve, and
Okay.
I'm in big
So,
trouble.
yeah?
I recently found proof that my dad is a real-life cannibal. I'm not joking here.
So like
And I'm not sure if I should contact the
medium
police
well
or
or not?
FBI.
Fool
but
said medium
I know I
well
have to
or
do
not.
something, because my dad needs to be stopped.
Does
I
he?
should have realized that he was weird when I was a kid. My dad always told me stories about a cannibal tribe in the Brazilian Amazonas. He told those stories with so much detail as if he had experienced it himself. He said they normally only ate deceased people, but sometimes when they thought someone was a sorcerer or a witch, they would make an exception and eat that person alive. To make things worse, he told me they mostly accuse little girls of being witches. He also said that those indigenous Brazilian tribes would go out and try to capture men of other tribes and then do a big feast eating
Why
them.
is he eating a chicken leg?
Listening to his stories as a kid
Tastes like
was
chicken.
scary. But I was young, and I kind of thought my dad's obsession with cannibalism was normal. He also has a bunch of human skulls
What
all
the
over our house. And
Homie,
when I
what?
asked him where he got those from, he said he bought them on eBay. But I highly doubt that that's true.
A documentary
Because
about
4 years
cannibalism.
ago,
Cannabis?
he changed careers.
Not weed,
He went from
Anthony.
being a school teacher to becoming a crematorium operator. His new job is
uh,
all about turning dead corpses into ashes.
I could talk
And
to
it's his duty to treat those bodies with respect. But I suspect that he is taking those bodies apart and secretly eating them.
That's not how that works.
Is fly to Brazil once a year. My mom told me he has family over there, and I believed her as a kid. But why had I never seen my Brazilian family? And why had I never been invited to visit them? Well, one day I found out the truth. I went through my dad's wardrobe, and at the bottom, I found a hidden box. When I opened it, I saw several sets of human teeth.
Oh god.
It was so creepy. And there was one photo showing my dad wearing those teeth around his head, surrounded by some indigenous jungle people. Another photo showed my dad holding a spear in his hand next to some indigenous warriors. It looked like they were about to go hunting. I just hope it wasn't for some other humans.
What is that supposed to
What the hell is going on?
That's not proof yet though.
To hang out with some cannibalistic, warmongering tribe members. And maybe he went on hunting other humans with them, so they could eat them afterward. I hope this was all a big joke, but when I confronted my dad and asked if he had ever eaten human flesh, his response was so creepy. A big grin appeared on his face, and then he asked me, "How do you know, son?" At first, I didn't know how to respond.
What the
Gathered myself, I said, "You are a disgusting and evil psychopath." But he responded, No, it's not evil and it's not disgusting. I mean, what's the difference between eating pig, beef, or human? There is no difference. And if a human dies of a natural cause, then it's not evil to eat the corpse.
What?
Because a dead person doesn't care. So that's why you became a crematory operator? So you can have free lunch at work? Those are old and sick people. That would be disgusting. No, I'm just fascinated by dead bodies. It's really no big deal, he responded. Wow, my dad thinks that being a cannibal is no biggie. I'm honestly scared of him, because I don't know what he is capable of. If he is willing to spend thousands of dollars each year to fly to Brazil just to eat other humans,
Dora!
he might also
Yo,
be willing to
Dora!
eat my
There it
mom
goes.
or me. And one time, he asked me if I wanted to come with him to Brazil. He said it would be a great adventure, and I could finally develop a taste for, you know what. He said it's better than anything else he had ever tasted. But why does my dad think that I am even slightly interested?
Eating human flesh. I think I'll pass on that one, coach.
Yeah, coach.
I am seriously considering calling the FBI. But I don't want my dad to go to prison.
the FBI
because
gonna
then
do,
my
homie?
mom would be very lonely. To make things worse, my dad recently bought a huge barbecue grill.
Oh,
I am
wow, a dad
suspecting
buying a
worse,
barbecue
but
grill.
So far,
Yeah, dude.
he has only used it when I wasn't at home. So I have no idea what he's eating on it. To be honest, if someone
Does it
wants to
smell
eat
good, at
my
least?
corpse after I'm dead, I wouldn't mind. And I recently read on the internet that more and more moms
Mom,
eat their
should
own
you eat your
after
placentas?
giving birth. It's so disgusting, but it's one of the
That's
hottest
okay.
trends out there. And even Kim Kardashian says she has eaten her own placenta after giving birth. I guess, as long as you don't hurt others,
That's crazy.
you can
Ew.
eat whatever you want.
Yeah, it's kind of nasty.
I assume that he goes to Brazil once a year to hunt for fresh human meat. And 2 weeks ago, he cooked us a nice soup with pork meat inside. Or so I thought. Because 2 days later, he asked me how I liked the soup, and when I told him that it tasted good, I saw this creepy
What
little
the
smirk on his face. Which means that I might have already eaten another human without knowing it. Please let me know in the comments what you would do in my situation.
Bruh, you should have never went in his closet.
Yeah, bro, for real. You should have never went in his closet.
My dad had always been a ladies' man.
I'm sorry.
I like how Anthony chose that story.
Gold watch and chain.
Let's hear why
I
I'm
don't know
so hard.
what my
when I
mom
was
saw
old.
in him. She was
What did
kind
you,
and
when you were
caring.
old?
Yeah.
After I was
You
born,
reverse age?
she gave
Yeah,
up
my
her
first
career
life.
as a nurse to stay home with me. She made a lot of sacrifices for us. Unlike my mom, Dad was selfish. He spent most of his wages on himself, and sometimes
Wait, what
it
is
was
the
hard
bunny-
for Mom
okay.
to pay all the bills with what was left. She wouldn't speak up about it though. She was too afraid of arguing with my dad. He's very intimidating.
Dude, why is your
But the
dad
worst
kind of
thing was that he was openly cheating on her. We all knew it. Sometimes he didn't come home until really late.
Fool's
if
hard.
at all. And my mom often cried because of it. I remember when I was 9. I got so sick of him, I screamed, "You need to treat Mom with respect!" But he just shrugged and said, "She gets what she deserves. Every day I work hard to put food on the table. You better be grateful or move out and find your own job." Mom didn't say anything. That's how our family was. No one dared to speak out against my dad. We were all scared of him. I wanted Mom to leave, but she didn't.
Babe.
Babe.
Is that you, Anthony? Is that your phone?
My dad's uncle died and left him a lot of money. A decent man would use it to build a better life for his family, right? Not my dad. He didn't even tell us about the money. Instead, he told Mom he was leaving her and walked out with just a small bag of things. I guess he figured he didn't need his stuff because he could buy everything new. Mom was absolutely devastated. I never heard anyone cry so hard. I ran over and hugged her, saying, "Don't worry, Mom, you still have me." But after they split up, she became very depressed. She had to find a new job, but it had been too long since she'd left nursing, so she became a cashier. She couldn't afford to pay the rent on our home, so Mom and I moved into a studio apartment and slept on mattresses on the floor. We lived like this for over a year, and I felt so bad for my mom. Dad didn't even try to get in touch with us. I was 13 when I was at the mall and saw my dad again. He was with a girl who was maybe 20 or something. I was disgusted. Had Dad divorced Mom to date this girl? I followed them back to their car, but it wasn't just any car, but a brand new BMW X5.
X5. Damn.
The money for it. I knew I had to find out where he was living, and went to the police. I told them I didn't know where my father was, and the next day, they gave me his address. I wanted to confront him, and went over to his house. But when I got there, I was too scared to ring the bell. Instead, I snuck
Okay,
in
so
the
you committed
backyard
a felony.
and
Got
climbed
it.
up a tree where I could see directly into their living room. At first, nothing happened. I started to get bored. But just as I was about to go, I saw something shocking. My dad came into the room with 2 girls.
Wow, he's
One was the
hard.
girl I'd seen the other day, and the other looked so similar they could have been sisters. They were both in their 20s, while my dad was in his early 50s. I won't go into detail about what I saw, but one woman was wearing a bunny costume, while the other was wearing a schoolgirl
But what did you
uniform.
see? What did you see? Can you tell us what you saw?
Kinda of my thing.
But I decided she had the right to know. I told her about Dad's new house, but not the 2 women with him. I didn't want to hurt her feelings more than necessary. Mom said she didn't mind, but I said, "Maybe Dad got all his money before you divorced. If that's the case, you deserve half of it." My mom wasn't sure, but I kept pressuring her until she finally hired a lawyer to find out what was going on. It took a few months for the lawyer to get access to my dad's bank transactions, but when he did, we discovered my dad had inherited that money a week before he told Mom he wanted a divorce. I hated him more than ever. The courts found out his uncle had left my dad $2 million
Damn.
and awarded half of it to my mom. However, Dad had already spent over a quarter of his inheritance. So after he paid my mom, he complained he only had $400,000 left. But my dad's shameless. Can you believe he actually came to my mom and asked her for forgiveness? Said he wanted to try again. But this time, even Mom had had enough, and she told him to go away.
She hard.
Life's great now. We don't have to worry about money anymore.
A million
No.
can go by real fast.
Yeah, that's not. No.
She told me about a couple
Hey,
of
so
her
no
dates,
worries
and
that
it
much
sounded
in
like
the
they were
beginning.
much
For
nicer
real.
guys than my dad. I'm so proud of my mom for finally having the courage to stand up to him.
Yeah, he is hard. All right, guys.
So that was an interesting story.
So where's my money? Yo.
You gave it to your wife. Remember? This is your story,
What do you
Anthony.
mean?
You had a dad for a cannibal, and then you grew up to be rich.
Oh yeah, it did cost a lot. Now it makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly. So there you guys have it. That was one story of this dude having a cannibal dad, and then another of a bonus story of when Anthony got rich and got 2 girlfriends in bunny costumes.
Don't forget this, the one dressed up as a school student.
The what?
Yo, Chief, is that you?
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in another video. Oh my god, peace out.
Yeah, hell of a hot ass bunny costume.